In today's video, I'm ranking the box arts of every single Nintendo published game on the Switch. Now, if you're wondering why I'm doing just Nintendo published games and not every game, well, there's literally thousands of Switch games, and if I were to do that, this video would be almost 2 hours long. And while I'd love to do that, I'm a busy man, so for now we're just gonna stick to the 88 Nintendo published titles. So why am I making a video on Switch box arts? Well, aside from there being no Nintendo news whatsoever, I just think they're neat. Imagine putting your heart and soul into the creation of a video game and then having to portray what that game is about just through an image on a box art. A good box art tells a story about what you're about to play, leaving you curious about what awaits, while a bad box art gets left on the shelves at Target. So without further ado, let's get started. In last place, the worst Nintendo Switch box art by far is from Super Mario RPG. It's literally just the logo on a white background. I could have sworn it was just a placeholder the first time I saw it, but no. It's apparently a reference to the Japanese cover on the Super Famicom. Anyhow, it sucked then and still sucks now. Yes, this was published by Nintendo. Ew. Nintendo Labo box arts are not only cluttered and boring, but they also ruin the red continuity of the spines. Writing your name on the box is kind of cool, though I just know collectors are gonna hate that. A little better than Kit 4, but still super boring and uninspiring. A little better than Kit 3, blah blah blah, let's move on. Bayonetta 2+1 is just really ugly. Muted colors, promotion for Bayonetta 1, ugly unreadable type font, just a very unappealing box art. I've got no clue how to feel about this. They did everything they were supposed to do for a game like Ring Fit Adventure, but the game art is just ugly and the main boss looks like a Monsters Inc. reject. This literally looks fan-made. The logo is just a generic Mario and Sonic at the Olympics logo with the actual Tokyo Olympics logo above it, not to mention how empty the whole stadium looks. Okay, everything from now on is at least serviceable. Sushi Striker is cute, but the main thing holding it back is that I just think the background color is ugly, but not bad at all. Welcome to the classification of box arts I like to call throw as many characters on screen and slap a logo on there, also known as Tamco Sassalot for short. This is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, and you can see what I mean. Muted colors, no real story being told, just another forgettable Tamco Sassalot. My biggest gripe with this box art is that there's no real focal point. At least on Marvel Alliance 3 or Fire Emblem Warriors, I knew what I was supposed to look at. Here, am I supposed to look at Pikachu or Decidueye or Charizard? I have no clue. I think I'm supposed to look at Pikachu, but he's too small to be the focal point, so it looks more like a collage than promotional material. The only reason it's above those other two is that the logo here is cool and the red background is eye-catching. Other than that, this is a really ugly box art. Lots of characters, check. Logo, check. Perfect, another one. However, this one is pretty cute. I love the art style and it would look perfect as a computer wallpaper, but that's also the problem. It just looks a bit too forgettable. I love the theme of the chalkboard as it serves as context and a simple eye-catching background. However, the minigame previews at the bottom really take away from this design's look. The Pikmin from the top are 1 and the Pikmin from the bottom are 2. It's cute, but they could have done better. So if you couldn't tell, this is yellow. All jokes aside, I think it's fine. It shows what the game is, but because of that, it feels more like manual art than a box art. I love the coloring on this one, but yet again, there's no strong focal point. I think a focal point is extremely important to an eye-catching box art, and this one does not have one. Okay, this one is beautiful. This is textbook great box art game. A great background that fits the theme, main characters as obvious focal points, and even cute crumpled paper hands playing with Joy-Cons. But dude, nobody cares that there's 40 extra stages. You ruined it.
You blew it!
As basic as it gets. Not bad, not interesting, but it gets the job done. Okay, I really like the colors here. The dark blue space with the gray contrast, and I love the big Kirby on the right. But the spiral with the allies on the left just isn't doing it for me. I see what they are trying to go for with the Space Galaxy spiral theme, but not my favorite. I see what they're going for with the Gold Deluxe theme, but I think the gold they chose is honestly pretty gross. It reminds me of a Dijon mustard yellow. The only thing this one has going for it is that it has Mario on the front. That's literally it. I'm usually a sucker for speed lines, but They do not work on this one. I should like this more, but the background they chose is just really ugly. I love the Clubhouse Games logo. It's really stylized yet super legible. I'm not a fan of hands on box arts usually, but I think they kind of make sense here. Not bad at all. Characters, logos, speed lines. Could I ask for more? Yes. Stop with the gray backgrounds. They suck. I love Captain Toad's logo, but the background gives me a headache. Yes, it's supposed to show the puzzle levels in the game, but it looks more like poor AI art. Why are there so many Captain Toads? The continuity here makes no sense. Fake Wii Sports Resort looks really pretty. I like the use of space on the lower 2/3 showing the different sports as well as the overhead view of the island. Please stop advertising on your own box art. That's what the back of the box is for. I understand this is a whole new story, but the subtitle explains that. Boring logo, boring Pokemon leads to a boring box art. Much cooler logo with a fine looking Pokemon leads to a better looking box art. Kill it! I, for one, just hate when real people are on box arts. The horse head looks straight out of the Harlem Shake 15 years ago, and I still have no clue what this game plays like. Also, what are they doing with their phones? Honestly, a pretty box art that should stick out well against others on the shelf. The art style is nice, and the shadows of photos on her hair and shirt are a neat touch. Sparks of Hope isn't bad, it just looks like every movie poster of a Star Wars movie. Mario with a laser gun is pretty cool though. If you couldn't tell already, there are 3 Mario games in here. I don't know, man, it does the job, but for a game called 3D All-Stars, it just seems to fall flat. Like, even the gold they chose doesn't even look grand. It looks more like one of those dollar movie packs at Walmart, which, don't get me wrong, are a great deal, but aren't what I consider all-star worthy. Oh, you thought I forgot about Labo Kit 2? Nope, it really is this high on the list. The simplicity actually works so well here. The little robot guy is really cute, and it being the main focal point really leaps this one way up here. I'm sorry, Palkia fans, but Palkia is one of the ugliest legendaries ever. Every idle image of it looks like it's taking a dump. I'm sorry, it just does. And you're never gonna unsee that. That's what you're gonna see every single time you see a picture of Palkia. But the black and pink color scheme is kind of nice, but I just can't get over Palkia's design. Palkia is just so ugly. This box art was definitely made on a Friday. I can tell you exactly how this meeting went. Hey, so what are we thinking for the Metroid Prime box art? I was thinking Samus just kind of stands there and we slap a logo on the lower third. Perfect, let's get out of here. I love the Spanish inspirations for the stylized lines and textures on this one. However, the legendary is ugly and the complementary colors don't really make the violet background pop. Still really nice though. Big downgrade from Breath of the Wild. For one, the Tears of the Kingdom logo is kind of ugly. The circle behind the text takes up way too much space. Secondly, Link on the rock is just weirdly placed here. I understand they were trying to show off the Sky Islands, but from a different angle, I think this box art hits way harder. With back-to-back 2023 heavy hitters, Super Mario Wonder's box art is just fine. The top right of the box art is great, but what are they doing with all this empty white space on the right? This is Mario Wonder, one of the most visually unique Mario games ever, and this is the best you can do? I think the low angle here is kind of neat. Showing the characters from a Pokemon perspective really puts you in the mindset of what kind of game this is going to be. Now this is how you use speed lines. Lead the eyes to the focal point and then execute with a subtle demonstration of what kind of game you'll be in for. Also, love the underutilized peach red background. Black and blue is just such a deadly combination. Really puts you in the mindset for the snowy region of Sinnoh. Great job on this one. For the longest time, this box art confused the hell out of me. I'm not even lying. I thought it was a gigantic Kirby towering over buildings and cars. But from all the trailers I'd seen, Kirby was normal sized. But maybe this confusion wasn't accidental. I think this shows how Kirby explores this big open forgotten land, and the deeper he goes, the bigger his influence is. Or maybe I'm just stupid. Either way, good looking art. I love the art and vibe on this box. It really sets the tone of dark whimsy really well. We are officially on the front half of this ranking, and here we've got Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Still not a huge fan of split advertising on box arts, but Bowser's Fury's lower third is so cool. Almost makes me wish we had a standalone version of Bowser's Fury just so I could see what that one would look like. Anyway, I'm not a huge fan of the white dotted background here. Not sure why Mario games are so infatuated with white backgrounds that add nothing, but here we are, the most average box art on this list. Ice border contrasting with the bright tropical sky really makes Tropical Freeze's art stand out. Also, this is the origin of New Funky Mode, and that can't be understated. I'm not usually a fan of Fire Emblem box arts, but my god, is this one beautiful. The colors on this look like a medieval art piece, much better than the original Fire Emblem Warriors box art. Saturated green grass and a blue sky. No, this isn't a Mr. Beast thumbnail, it's Let's Go Eevee. Very simple, but not in a bad way at all. Love the stylized exclamation point too, very cute. Same as the last one, except Pikachu works way better on this type of cover. The yellow contrasts better with the blue and green than Eevee. Also, Pikachu's cuter, so... Okay, don't kill me, but this Tetris 99 plus NSO bundle box art is gas. Even with the NSO ad at the bottom, it still looks so good. The background with all the other players' games is just perfect, and the blue and red just work so well together. The blood red moon makes this box art gorgeous. Also, the fact that her hair secretly makes a 3 just puts this one over the edge. Leaning into the paper aesthetic and having Ollie turn the page on Mario is so unique, and is something only a series like Paper Mario could pull off. So here's the thing, is this cover unique? No. Is it creative? No. But you can't tell me it isn't eye-catching. Kind of dangerous that Mario's hitting the ball right at us, but good thing he missed. Also, the use of motion blur on the ball and swing is done so well, almost making an arrow pointing in the direction of Nintendo's stock price, ball. Not a huge fan of the white background again, but I can't help to love the apparent falling motion camera angle. Really shows off the randomness and unpredictability of Mario Party. A theme I've noticed while analyzing box arts are that the bad ones feel stagnant while the good ones feel like candid photos, and show motion through perspective of characters and background. Princess Peach's Showtime shows Peach coming from the center and leading the eye from left to right examining the cover. But put beautifully contrasting colors on there and bada boom, a really, really good box art. In contrast to what I said about Princess Peach Showtime, Endless Ocean Luminous leads the eye counterclockwise and from a bug's eye view to show a counter to the action-packed gameplay. Add in beautiful blue seas and coral to set the tone, and you've got what should be a really relaxing game. Pokemon Snap leads into its photography by adding in lens flares, bokeh blur, and Polaroid photographs. It's vibrant and beautiful and makes me want to whip out my own camera and start snapping photos. I love the grid pattern in space with the rounded view of Dreamland below. Truly makes Kirby's Adventure seem grand and important. Almost 20 spots later, Pokemon Scarlet just completely outshines Pokemon Violet. The blue and red of the legendary with the red background plus gold accents makes this pairing one of the most lopsided covers in Pokemon history. Another classic Mario Party box art. Mario rolling dice while friends look up in either horror or glee shows the roller coaster of emotions that Mario Party enacts. Plus, the snapshots of classic minigames sets a nice border for what's in store. Now things are really heating up. Splatoon 2 is a really classy box art. Lower third logo, 2 characters in battle representing multiplayer, while shenanigans ensue in the background. Add some stylizing through ink splatter on the art to give it character, and you've got a really nice looking game cover. You know, they didn't exactly knock the game out of the park, but they did well with its branding. Utilizing the old type font really brings out the nostalgia in this one. Had the Sportsmates been Mii's, this would have jumped a few spots, but so it goes. This box art is textbook great box art design. Showing off what a level designer can look like is hard. Just look at Game Builder Garage. But using in-game characters as the designers with a grid background is just downright brilliant. Yellow as the main color implies construction, and Luigi implies multiplayer. Showing off key new features like slopes also makes it stand out from its predecessor. Unfortunately, I think the text at the very top looks kind of awkward, but this is not too shabby. Once again, another top text box art. Before I explain why I love New Horizons box art, let me explain why lower third logos work better than top third. When we read, we either read left to right or top to bottom. Because of this, our brains are trained to scan art or photos in the same way. So when looking at a box art, our brains are going to scan in a top left corner to bottom right corner manner. That's why the game console logo is always in the top left. It's there to let you know what the console this game is for, just like the switch click at the beginning of a trailer. So when our eyes scan an image, it's almost like they're watching a trailer in nanoseconds. It's better to show the game off than the title rather than the other way around. No game or movie trailer puts the title at the very beginning because that makes no sense. We should be enticed by the story told from the box art and then learn what the game is called to seal the sale, not the other way around. So with that said, I love New Horizons box art. It does a great job showing off the main new feature, crafting, and shows the new island setting. Does it look like the logo could fall on top of them at any moment? Sure, but who cares? They look happy. Volcanoes are just so OP in box arts. Having Link here at the bottom and letting Mount Tomarach represent the journey he's about to embark on works so well at creating a narrative. While I said I'm not a huge fan of real people on box arts, 1-2 Switch is the exception. In 1-2 Switch, the more you lean into the wackiness of the concept, the more fun it is. Splicing the cover into 3 parts, with each holding a third of the title, is brilliant. It's clean, it's simple, and it's unique. What more could I ask for? While the game isn't great, you can't tell me the art style isn't. The cardboard world is just so cool looking, and I love the way in which the background uses different textures for different settings. It's cluttered chaos, but it's controlled chaos. Man, Pikmin is just so pretty. The detail of textures in this box art is so fine, and I love the out of focus bottle in the foreground, giving context for just how small the Pikmin are. Basically exactly what I said about Mario Golf Super Rush. The motion in this box art is brilliant, from Mario moving away and the ball moving towards us, to the exact spot the ball was hit outlined. Whoever keeps cooking up these Mario Sports box arts needs a raise, because they're the only ones on the Mario Sports team doing their job right now. Love the way the 3 houses converge in the center with the swords to lead towards the protagonist. Really smart creative use of the characters to show the narrative of the story through their placement. You know, this is definitely a Tamco Sass-a-lot, but the waterbrush art style is just so gorgeous, I really don't care. Once again, Volcanoes just carry mediocre box arts and take them to the next level. A unique element of this one is that all of the characters are actually facing away from the camera, even further emphasizing their upcoming adventure. Along with the wispy clouds and the hand-drawn feel, Legends Arceus takes the cake as the best Pokemon box art on this list. Age of Calamity perfectly shows how to have 2 lead focal points. Link's Master Sword and Zelda's Yellow Glow are eye-catching, and the assortment of champions around them isn't overwhelming. The way they're framed makes it look like they're fighting off the Calamity Ganon, which is approaching them beneath the title. A very nice use of the underutilized foreground. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is brilliant because it takes what was already made on the Wii U and expands upon it. The box art does the same and treats the game as a victory lap on the grandest stage of all, Rainbow Road. The fade from blue to pink on the 8 shows the change of guard from the Wii U to the Switch, and the added fireworks truly add to the celebration vibe this box art gives off. I love the art style of Astral Chain. The violet theme with the green accents is really nicely done, and the title is nicely placed in the bottom right corner. I've never played a Xenoblade game. Actually, I take that back. I bought Xenoblade 2 while at GameStop one time, and I played it for 2 hours until I realized how deep the game was. While the games aren't for me, the box arts truly portray how grand and deep the adventure is. The low angle shot with the main characters in frame, plus some mammoth entity, is just purely iconic. The grass representing the humble beginnings to the massive adventure that lies ahead paints a perfect picture for all of these covers. Since they're all so similar, I'm gonna rank them back to back to back, but personally, I'd go 2, 3, 1. I think the original with the Monado is the best, and 2 and 3 are toss-ups. So now we are in the top 10. Every box art from here on out, I truly think outperforms the rest of the competition and does something unique or differently that lands them on this list. With that said, Luigi's Mansion 3 is the 10th best box art on the Nintendo Switch. The vertical symmetry on this cover takes the classic Scared Luigi box art and rolls it all the way to an 11. Gooigi at the top and Luigi at the bottom creates a gentle uneasiness that Luigi's Mansion games are known for. The upside down shadows created from Luigi's flashlight emit onto the logo, creating yet another uncanny vibe. Luigi's Mansion 3 has a top tier box art, and you can't tell me otherwise. Skyward Sword HD completely outdoes its Wii precursor. Showing the sky off was crucial as it's a major component of that game, which was just completely left off the Wii's box art. Link's Master Sword pointing towards the sky enhances this upward motion that resonates throughout. The textured mural aesthetic is just gorgeous. My only complaint is that I think the beige feature below the text is boring. I think this is a major flaw that a lot of lower third title box arts try to utilize. Advance Wars Reboot Camp uses a cute art style that makes it unique, creates motion that indicates the conflict, and is overall just a really well-designed box art. The title is a bit small, so it's hard to read at a distance, and it's in the top third, but if you make Advance Wars bigger in the title, put 1 and 2 next to Reboot Camp, and put it below the tank, I think this is a perfect box art. Okay. I've got no clue what this game is. It doesn't even need to be a box art for a game because my god, this is so gorgeous. The dreamy colors and art is just beautiful. The random cross on the left doesn't really make any sense to me, but it's just really pretty, and that's all I've got to say. I'm just so in love with Metroid Dread's red sky and blue foreground on its box art. It does the single player profile pic cover to a T, and even shows what enemies await you on the cliff in the background. Although, I have a conspiracy theory for you. I think that the creator of this box art was inspired by the album cover for Punisher by Phoebe Bridgers. The album came out in June 2020, and its cover is a red and blue split separated by spiky cliffs. Metroid Dread came out in October 2021, and its cover is a red and blue split separated by spiky cliffs. Am I taking crazy pills, or am I onto something? Mario Strikers Battle League's art style is just so damn cool. The hand-drawn comic art style is just so unique, and the split fields landing smack dab in the collision of Mario and Bowser is just so hype. This box art makes me want to run through a brick wall. ARMS, in my opinion, has a perfect box art. It's got great contrasting colors, motion that shows how the game works, 2 characters denoting that it is multiplayer, and a striking legible title in the lower third. I have no complaints. It's perfect. Super Mario Odyssey is a game all about adventure and exploration. Using piled up photographs was just brilliant, and the way Cappy's motion trail leads the eye directly to the Odyssey just shows how masterful Nintendo is when they create good box arts. While I'm usually not a fan of random blocks of color on covers, I think this works really well as it gives the color a brilliant scrapbook feel. So while I have trashed Throw As Many Characters on Screen and slap a logo on their covers earlier in this list, I think Super Smash Bros. Ultimate actually deserves to do this. What other game has been able to bring all corners of the video game community under one title? This game has Mario, Sonic, Cloud, Steve, and Sora. That will never happen again. This cover represents the mural and blend of characters that have graced this game over the past 30 years. Every character represents one person who had an idea and created a game and community that changed lives. This isn't just Nintendo All-Stars or Video Game All-Stars. This is the Video Game Hall of Fame. The shadows and smears in the background represent everyone that came before and are coming in the future. Ultimate is probably the greatest media crossover in history, and this box art resembles that, but it's not the best one on the Switch. Breath of the Wild takes the behind the player shot seen before and perfects it. At first, it represents the anxiety and excitement of beginning an adventure, looking over the horizon to see the danger and challenges that await you. However, after beating the game, it takes on a second meaning. You're no longer in your scrubs from the beginning, but in your champion garb and are holding the Master Sword. This is the melancholy of victory. You've done everything you've wanted to do, yet your ambition is not full. This world no longer fulfills you anymore. From this view, the castle and volcano, which were once up close and deadly, are just specks on your map. They're faint memories that you see in the distance. This is something that everyone who has played Breath of the Wild has experienced. You beat the game, go back to the start, go to the lookout, and take one last look before moving on. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. Let me know what your favorite box art was down below, and if this video reaches 4,099 likes, I'll do a video ranking all 4,099 Switch games menu art, and I'm not joking. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Bye.